Alright, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about what life is like teaching in South Korea. So I came to South Korea through the EPIC SMOE program. That's the English Teachers in Korea, and SMOE is the Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education version of it. So EPIC deals with all of Korea, SMOE deals with Seoul. Now I'll go into the details at the end of the video, because right now I want to talk to you guys about what my life on a daily basis is like. So usually I wake up around 6:30, and before I used to live in Seoul National University Station, and I taught at a technical high school. So I used to take the bus to work pretty much every day. It'd take about 3 stations, but it'd take about 45 minutes. But that has changed. I changed school. I'm still in high school, but I'm not in technical high school. Thank God for that. Technical high school is, it sounds wonderful. I mean, it's technical. The students must be pretty well endowed and smart, genius, but it's actually the opposite. So technical schools are more students go where they don't get such high scores. Most of them don't really plan on going to college, and they're probably gonna have a technical job set up after high school. So that was really difficult because students were not motivated and they really didn't give a shit about English. But now I'm in a regular public school where they have to give a shit. It's in their future. So I wake up at 6:30 a.m. My school is actually only like 10 minutes walk, but I like to get up and it takes me a while to get started. And you see me in the mornings, I'm terrible. So I take a shower. I usually have breakfast on my way out at a convenience store, very convenient.
백설기?
Bake means white.
Don't want to do this.
오.
설은 눈이에요?
While we into that later.
백설 흰눈
Anyways, my school is 10 minutes from my house, and if you teach in any school, chances are you'll live pretty close to it. I've only heard of a few cases where it's like all across the city, and you don't want that because then you have to travel and wake up earlier, and especially in the winter, that really sucks. But you get paid more to make up for those differences. But anyways, I don't have to take a bus or anything, I just walk, so I save myself about $60 a month, you know, about $1.10 going and another $1.10 coming back every day. So you save some money. Anyways, my walk is pretty nice. It's Sungshin Women's University. As you can see, you probably see some like older style houses. And Seoul is in construction, you know, like my area is always under construction. Where I used to live, it was also under construction, and pretty much all of Seoul is always under construction. It really glistens up the skyline here in Seoul. It's beautiful. But anyways, back to going to school. Yeah, they usually have some students outside waiting for you just to kind of greet you and say hi. But they say it in Korean, and well, not every day, but they're usually there. My office. I do kind of have an office. I have a classroom actually, which is not something that most English teachers have. So I have my own classroom that I can spend the time there if I want to, but I don't really like that solitude, so I spend it in the teacher's room. And you get your nice Windows XP loaded with Activist laptop or computer they provide. It really takes a long time to load and it's god awful, but you know, it's in Korea, you have to use Internet Explorer because even though they have some of the most advanced technology, their software kind of sucks, and they really rely on activist controls, and that just freezes everything, and doesn't matter how fast your computer is because they'll turn. But anyways, my schedule is pretty good. You know, I teach about 2 or 3 classes a day this semester, but not everyone is like that. Like my last school, I had to teach about 4 or 5 times a day. That was pretty demanding, but not that much demanding. It's not as bad as other teachers, you know. My contract is from 8 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon, but teachers here, like the students, have to stay sometimes till like 11, because you know Korean students have it really tough. But anyways, mine's a high school, so they have to go through all that, and I don't. It's a good thing. Okay, so back to the school teaching. So I teach about three or four classes a day, 2 or 3 classes a day, and you might wonder what I do in all that time. First of all, I spend a lot of it studying Korean. You might not think so, but I study quite a bit of Korean, and I really recommend the book Wild Korean. It's not for beginners and it's not for intermediates. It's kind of for people in the middle. So once you know enough about Korean language, then you can use this book. It's actually the most enjoyable book I've ever had the pleasure of viewing. And I don't know if it's in your country, but you can probably order it online, and there's also a sample online somewhere. I also study Korean words, and I've already gone through a book of Korean grammar. It wasn't that amazing. But yeah, it's really, really good. Anyways, so I spend most of my time actually doing that, lesson planning, because I do consider myself a pretty good teacher, and I am kind of certified. Plus I have a master's in linguistics, like why wouldn't I be? So I spend a considerable amount of time preparing for my students, and also watching movies online, kind of catching up on old shows, usually just Colbert Report and The Daily Show, The Walking Dead, Dexter. That's about it really, but I didn't watch TV back home. So in the classroom, the students. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? And you?
Oh, very Korean.
See ya. And Corea Sur.
Students are actually pretty good, At the technical high school where I was before, it was really difficult because the students had no motivation. I couldn't do almost anything that I wanted to do, like task-based teaching, project-based teaching. It was really difficult to get them to do anything, not only because they weren't interested, because also their levels were too low. But this year I am able to do everything that I want, and I actually feel good teaching and not kind of worried and stressed all the time. So the students' levels are pretty alright, and they, even if they're not, they still try, which is something I'm pretty proud of. And yeah, classrooms are about 15 minutes each, but it's different because I'm teaching high school, and SMOE used to include high school, middle school, and elementary, but for some reasons that I'll go over at the end of the video, now it's only elementary school. Now there are some high schools, like a handful of them, and I happen to be one of them because I'm certified, but pretty much it's the end of high school and middle school. But that may not be true. I'll go over that at the end too. But anyways, for the most part, that's how the day goes, and there's lunch. Korean school food is noticeably much more healthier than the American counterparts. American food kind of sucks pretty bad, but Korean food's alright, it's not that bad. I mean, I've heard of some schools where they just have fish heads and stuff like that every day. Luckily mine is not one of those, but I'm proud of my school's food, and the previous school's food is also pretty alright. Yeah. Now, as for my contract, I start around August 24 and end around sometime in July 24 It's a year contract, so it goes to August, but you have like these two big vacations during the year. So usually during winter, you have about 2 or 3 week vacation, and then again in the summer you have another 2 or 3 week vacation, plus any national holidays, and you get like an additional 10 days, I believe, so like your days off. But what really sucks is the desk warming. So there's these periods during winter and summer when all the regular real teachers can stay home, but because your contract says you have to be at school, you pretty much have to go to school and sit on your ass for like 8 hours, freezing or sweating your balls off, depends on the season, because Korea has 2 seasons, summer, winter, that's it. But because of your contract, you have to be in school, and you're like the only person at school, and it's probably the most tedious part of the job that no one looks forward to. You just sit all day, 8 a.m. to like 4, or sometimes they let you go out early. It depends on your school, but They have like the janitor to keep you company, and that's all there is to it. You just sit there. It's awful. Or you could be doing, what is it called, winter camp or summer camps, depending, one or the other, or sometimes both. But do beware that you're going to be spending a lot of time just sitting at your desk doing nothing. And it sounds great. I mean, you're getting paid to do nothing, but it's really tedious, and I hate it very much. I don't look forward to it. But it'll be okay, because this time I don't have to walk that long. Last year I had to walk up a mountain every morning. Try doing that in the snow or negative 20 degree weather. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, so let me go over some of the other things. We have school festivals where you have proms and like American high schools. We have like school festivals here. You have sports days. Oh, something I always look forward to are the students testing. Poor kids, because they're always so tired. Like I said, students here study probably starting 6 in the morning to like 11 at night in high school. It's like the end of their lives. But yeah, like they spend like a whole week of rigorous studying and testing. So for me, that means I don't really have to teach. Like, I just sit at my desk and prepare stuff or just watch movies. Anything's good. Being on YouTube. So this year is kind of election year, and as you guys may have noticed, well, one part of living in Korea is that the media is not going to be very nice to you. Pretty much every frustration and venting